Today we're sharing a story about how discovering your own strengths and practicing with dedication can lead to success. It's a tale that reminds us that everyone has unique talents, and with the right mindset, we can excel at whatever we set out to do. Along the way, we'll also pick up some new words and learn how to use them in sentences, improving our English in a fun and simple way. So stay with us till the music. Once, in a quiet, peaceful town, there lived a family in a calm corner of the city. This family had a 12-year-old boy named Alex who was in the 6th grade. Alex was a lively, energetic kid who loved spending time outdoors. His favorite hobby was soccer. Almost every day he would head to the nearby public field to sharpen his skills. One afternoon after coming home from school, Alex slumped onto the couch, deep in thought. He opened a school book, stared at it for a moment, and then leaned back into the soft cushions with a look of frustration on his face. His father, who had just returned from the backyard, noticed this unusual behavior and walked over. Sitting beside Alex, he asked gently, "What's bothering you?" Alex explained that he had received a poor grade in math. But that wasn't what was really troubling him. He confessed that his close friend and neighbor Ethan always scored high in math effortlessly. No matter how hard Alex tried, he couldn't match Ethan's results. Hearing this, Alex's father went to get a glass of water to help calm him down. Once Alex had relaxed a bit, his father led him outside to their small backyard garden, shaded with leafy trees and a serene atmosphere. "I want you to understand 3 important lessons from today," his father began. "These lessons will guide you as you grow older." Alex, who deeply admired his father, felt a mix of confusion and curiosity. "Can you explain the lessons, Dad?" he asked. "You'll learn each lesson one by one through a challenge I'll give you," his father replied with a gentle smile. After a brief pause, he continued, "For the first lesson, I want you to invite Ethan to play soccer with you tomorrow." Alex nodded, eager to see what lesson his father had in mind. The next morning, the sun was bright, welcoming the day. Alex went to school with his usual excitement. That afternoon, he invited Ethan to join him for a soccer game at the nearby field. As always, Alex, who practiced soccer almost every day, dominated the match. He scored 3 goals, leading his team to a decisive victory. Meanwhile, Ethan, who wasn't very experienced with soccer, struggled. He often lost the ball and made mistakes. Yet everyone who played that day had a great time. Afterward, Alex cleaned up and hurried to meet his father in the backyard. "Dad, I played soccer with Ethan today. What's the first lesson you want to teach me?" His father smiled knowingly. "Tell me how the game went." Alex recounted everything, from his 3 goals to Ethan's struggles on the field. His father nodded thoughtfully and said, "Look, Alex. Ethan may not be good at soccer, but he's excellent at math. Just like you might struggle with math but excel at soccer. Everyone has different strengths and passions, and that's perfectly okay." Alex felt a wave of understanding. He realized that people didn't need to be the same. But, curious as ever, he immediately asked about the second lesson. "For the second lesson," his father explained, "I want you to observe Ethan tomorrow at school. Pay close attention to how often he's counting or working with numbers." The following day, Alex eagerly went to school, excited to complete his father's challenge. Throughout the day, he quietly observed Ethan, noticing how often he engaged with math-related tasks. After school, Alex played soccer again until his father returned home. That evening, Alex approached his father. "Dad, Ethan was counting a lot today. He solved math problems, worked on puzzles, even calculated things like change during recess. He even counted the petals on a flower." His father smiled warmly. "That's the second lesson, Alex. Ethan excels at math because he enjoys it and practices it regularly. If you want to get better at something, you have to keep practicing, just like you do with soccer. It doesn't always have to be hard. You can start small, like counting petals on a flower." Alex smiled, realizing he could improve in anything as long as he practiced consistently, just like he had with soccer. He couldn't wait to ask about the third and final lesson. His father paused thoughtfully. "For the last lesson, think about how much better Ethan is at math than you are." Alex hesitated, then replied, "I think Ethan is about 3 times better at math than I am." "All right," his father said. "For this challenge, I want you to study math 3 times harder tomorrow." Alex swallowed nervously but nodded, determined to tackle the task. The next day after school, he sat down to study math. After an hour of intense focus, he decided to push through for 2 more hours, tripling his usual effort. But before he could finish, his head started to throb, and he eventually fell asleep without realizing it. Later, his father gently tapped him awake. "Wake up for dinner and meet me in the garden," he said. Feeling disappointed in himself, Alex met his father with his head hung low. "I'm sorry, Dad. I couldn't complete the challenge. I studied so hard my head hurt and I fell asleep," he admitted. His father gently patted his head. "Alex, this is what happens when you try to master something you don't enjoy. It's hard to stay disciplined and consistent. But when you study something you love, discipline and consistency feel much lighter, just like when you dedicate yourself to soccer." After a brief silence, his father shared the final piece of advice. "If you want to be smart and become an expert at something, either study what you love or learn to love what you're studying." Filled with admiration for his father's wisdom, Alex promised to carry these 3 lessons with him for life. Through this story we also learn new words and how to use them in sentences. Remember, learning English can be fun when you practice regularly. Keep listening, learning, and growing. Make sure to like, comment, and share how this story helped you improve your English. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next story where we'll continue learning together.